Well, let's talk about some eternal principles. And the first one is good relationships are marked by meekness and humility. So saying please in the right way starts with having the right kind of attitude. Okay? The scripture in this discussion is a Sermon on the Mount. We've studied the Sermon on the Mount on our Wednesday night, but we're going to look at some various scriptures throughout the Sermon on the Mount that Jesus uses. And these passages in Matthew 5, 6, and 7 are very antithetical to what we see in society. Very different from what we hear in popular culture. And so Jesus, when He speaks, it goes counter culture. And many people, and at least in His day, found it astonishing. And today, I think, as well, as we read these words, we see that this is not what society teaches, often not. Beginning the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus gives us an adjective that should define our attitude when it comes to do or to be something. And so in Matthew 5:5, He says, "Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth." What does that word meek mean? Gentle. Anything else? Humble. You're not puffed up with your own ego. So, is meekness the equivalent of weakness? The scripture tells us that Jesus was meek and mild. And Jesus, above all people, was never weak, was He? Jesus was not a weakling. Jesus was a real man. Jesus was strong. Jesus was kind to everyone. He loved everyone. He was fair and honest, and there were times He was angry. There were times we know He was tempted. He experienced every emotion that every human being experiences, but He remained perfect and sinless and meek in spite of what He experienced. In spite of being beaten, in spite of being persecuted throughout His ministry, in spite of being falsely accused, taken and given the mockery of a trial and ultimately hung on a cross, dying for something He didn't do because He is perfect, sinless. He remained meek, never weak, but meek. A weak man could not have withstood what Jesus went through.